Hey everybody, so this is the tutorial I was talking about for the war binder. I have a very in-depth note guide on the files tab on our group page. Also, it's linked to this post, so you definitely want to look at that. I'm going to briefly mention just a little bit of the things that are in the note guide, so you really want to go look at that and read over it to get a full idea if you're just starting out on what to include. It also has a bunch of ideas that I'm not going to mention here in the video that is listed. It's a huge list, so I would be talking for days if I tried to mention the list here in this video. So really just go check that out when you're done with this video. I'm going to just briefly go through everything. So when you're first starting off with a war binder, it's very important that you make a list of goals that you want to accomplish with your system. So some goals you might want to accomplish are Bible study, prayer, confession, thanks. And from there, it's really simple when you start off with that list to devise sections from there. So like one section could be thanks, another section could be confession, prayer, that could be divided up into a bunch of sections, and Bible study can also be divided up into sections or kept as one section. Okay, and then you can see that from there you can get other sections. So rest and confession, that kind of stays the same. Myself, husband, daughter, son, prayer for others, those all fall under prayer. Scripture, that goes for Bible study, and then thanks. Those are just the sections that I'll be briefly hitting on in the note guide. So really, it can be any of them. I do have other ideas for sections on the note guide, so definitely check that out. All right, so things you could include in your sections is what you really, you want to write down what you want to include. So rest, you could do a brain dump. Confession, you can do a 24-hour review. And then for the prayers part for people, that's when you really want to write down who you can pray for. So like husband, daughter, son, prayer for others, and then go from there. You can really do a lot. So I'm just going to be showing an example of my husband's prayer section just to get to show you all what I have. And his section is the most in-depth section that I have for him, or for someone, him and my son. Myself and my daughter, I don't have a daily devotion, and I don't have a daily prayer for them that I say. So, all right, so for my husband, you have to think about what you want to include in each section now that you have your sections. So I really like to do the daily devotion. So here it is. I found one online that I just copied. I don't like to print because printer ink is really expensive. So that's something. I also found this prayer card on Pinterest. And I also found this, praying for your husband from head to toe, on Pinterest. I'll actually have the images of these, not my scribble scratch. I'll have those saved as well. I can put that as an album called resources on that page, on the group page, or I can put it in my war binder album on the group page. Excuse my dogs, y'all. They're a little crazy. All right, so I found those prayer cards. So now you have to think of a routine that's very, very realistic. And I'm just going through everything, quickly. All right, so once you develop a prayer routine that's very realistic, for me, I want to pray for myself, my husband, my daughter, my son, Urgent Prayers Family Church. I want to pray for all these people every day. So I can't I can't pray, all this for my husband every day. I can't pray for all of this for him every day alone, because I'd be praying for hours, which, isn't a bad thing to be praying for hours, but for me it is. I can't devote that time. So what I did is I split everything up in days of the week. So right here I have, and this is really every tab that I have is divided into days of the week. Besides of Urgent Family Church, those I pray every day. But these are just daily stuff I do. So I do a daily devotion, which 21st, that's what I did today. And then today is Tuesday, so I'll go to Tuesday and I'll pray for ears and relationships. And then, I'll do that. So I wrote down everything, I broke it down, and Wednesday I pray for him, me, and my husband. So I broke everything down. Next, what you want to do is you want to add scripture to what you're praying for. So I'm praying for strength, indivisibility, everlasting faith, durability, and love in our marriage. And I went to the back of my Bible and I found this scripture that I really love so much. His mouth is sweetness. He is absolutely desirable. This is my love, and this is my friend. Song of Songs 5:16. I really, really like this one because it just shows, like, you know, how much it reminds me how much I love my husband. Because sometimes you need that extra reminder that you need to love your husband. So I have a little prayer, and I find scripture. I really like praying scripture over with prayers. It just gives me that extra boost of faith and confidence that I'm praying for the right thing, and I'm praying, you know, to not be selfish. If I'm praying to be a better mom, this is what the Bible has to say about being a better mom. It helps me feel better, and it just gives my prayer a little something extra. And then you want to add your prayer after you add your scripture, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. So I said, thank you for sending me such a great godly man to be my husband. And you see that there. I usually do like a little 2 to 3 sentence prayer. Like, for example, see, today I'm going to pray for Jordan's mouth. I pray that no unwholesome talk comes from it. I pray that he only uses it to build up others. And then I'll use no foul languages to come from your mouth. Ephesians 4:29 prayer. So I really like that idea as well. And then the last brief section I'm going to talk about is, that goes for all of them. I pray scripture over everything. Nation, world. So go to scripture. I actually have scripture divided into 3 sections: reading, study, verse mapping. All right. And then gratitude. That's the section I'm getting to. So gratitude, Philippians 4:6 actually states that we should also give thanks when we pray. So what I did was I made a brainstorm of things I'm thankful for, and this isn't everything I'm thankful for. I really am thankful for large things and small things, but these are the main bare necessities that I'm thankful for. You know, pastors, our church, transportation, so we don't have to walk anywhere. My daughter, my son, my husband, our income, you know, things like that, because it could always be worse, is how I like to think about things, and I just like to be thankful. And then from the brainstorm, I went to prayers, and I wrote down everything, you know, I underlined it, and I wrote a little 2 to 3 sentence thing. I actually haven't had time to update this since, but I said, thank you for bringing us Madeline. We were in infertility for 2 years, so our daughter is very, very special to us. So, all right, and that's it. I'm just gonna do a little flip through now. I have a section called doodles. You know, I just doodle some little praise songs, and that's it. If y'all have any other questions, I can definitely post pictures of anything else. Y'all just let me know. Thanks.